What's up, everybody? Mitzi, Fry, Marvin, Sherry, how's everybody doing? I appreciate you guys. What up, Nico? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, D?
Not too bad. Quentin, how's it going? Make sure I shout out everybody here. Let's give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors who's already in the chat, Fry's Critters, guys. Make sure to give him a like and a follow. My boy's a huge supporter of the channel. He's doing Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and he's also starting a Twitch. So make sure you check him out. I will add links to the description after this. We are also doing something different tonight. We will be doing a giveaway for one of our other sponsors, Zilla Footwear, guys. So I have a 10% off code for any purchase of any shoe on their site. So all you guys got to do to enter for that is put hashtag Zilla in the comments. I am losing my voice, so I do apologize for that, guys. Been super talkative and make a lot of phone calls, so I sound a little funny today. But yeah, if you guys want to enter in that giveaway to get a 10% off code for any purchase on Zilla Footwear merch store, link is in bio. All you got to do is comment hashtag Zilla, and we will do that drawing at the end of the live. But without further ado, Nico, brother, let's talk about you. How you been, bro?
I've been good.
I heard you were traveling a lot. I missed you at Pomona.
Yeah, I've been in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, for about 2 months now. I just got back Friday, and then we had our live on the Snake Pit. But yeah, I've been gone for a bit. Hopefully, I'll be here for a little bit. I will be at show-wise. I will be at Tinley, possibly Arlington. So,
right on. I'm hoping to catch you at one of the next shows, bro. We planning to go back to Cali again, so hopefully I'll see you there. This last one that I was with Brian over there at JTK, and they had us in the very back of the building over there by the stage, and we were parked right next to freaking what was it? Highlighter Chameleons, which was super cool. Man, it was like a DJ party back there. Man, we had to get everybody to go from the front to the back.
Yeah, you seen Anaheim was, it was insane. It was the biggest one. Brian was actually with Highlights last time in the Anaheim one. They're all like in the back, right next to the doors where everyone was coming in. It was a huge building. Just for us to get to our booth at West Coast Chameleon Brothers was all the way in the back left corner. It was
that's how Pomona was. He tricked me. He's all here, carry these heavy monitors. He's all, we're not too far in. I get through the front doors. I was like, all right, where we at? He's all, yeah, we back there. And he just starts going, dude. He's gone. And we're carrying friggin' Ghost, the big old 40, 50-pound monitor, and a couple other monitors. Did it suck? I was like, that's how you sucker punched me into it, man. He started laughing. We're going to have that show 408, brother. Sorry about my dogs and ambulances driving by, and they feel howling is the best way to help for some reason. They're not very bright.
But yeah, I've been gone for a bit. We're back now. I will be gone again in October and November, but I will be coming back and forth a lot. So I'll still be a little bit regular on my Instagram than I was before. We should be seeing some more posts soon from me on Instagram. I'm going to do some more work with my boas and stuff on there, and hopefully get some more stuff up to make up for the past 2 months. Plus, with course, for those of you who know me decently enough, every Friday I have a group of guys where we do lives as well. So, of course, you will see me readily on those, or every now and then on D with him on live, just randomly on Instagram. So, I'm here.
It's always fun having you on, bro. I'm glad that you were willing to jump on here. Yeah. No, I caught your guys' live. I actually canceled my Friday live to catch you guys on there with Max and Kayla.
Yeah, that was a good.
I actually got to get them on here too, and I got to get Derek on here. Derek. He's in the comments here, just messing around. I got to get him blue. I got to do that here soon. I will get you blue, Derek. I do apologize, bro. You pop in and pop out before I'm able to do it. But no, let's get into some of these questions. So,
yeah,
what got you into reptiles?
So I've been in reptiles for a long time. I'm 20 years old now, which is funny because everyone in the hobby's always said I'm 15, but I'm 20 years old. So I've been doing this since 2015 is when I got my first ever snake. I've just always been attracted to them. Like when you go to the zoos and stuff, the first thing I would go to is the snake cave or the reptile, whatever thing they had, room, facility. And I'd always be in there looking at the dubias they had or hissing cockroaches or the snakes throughout the enclosures. And that's what really got me into it. I hated reading as a kid. But the first book I was always in was a reptile book or some sort of animal book. What really kind of got me into it was later in 2014, I had discovered the reptile side of YouTube, which of course was Snake Bites TV with Brian and I forget who else there was then. Kevin technically was around still, but mostly Brian got me into it on that one. And then I was like, you know what, I want to get my first snake. So in 2015, I got my first ever snake. That was it was a snowcorn, first ever snake. It was funny. The guy actually was going to college and he was selling me this snake as an albino. So he didn't know he had. Me being the nerd I knew it was right away. So he sold me an albino, a snowcorn for like $50, so I was fine with that. But the other part of it, which really got me into snakes, was in my middle school, we had a science teacher who had about 30 or more snakes in his classroom. So each time during lunch, as long as you got a contract signed by the teacher, or sorry, not by the teacher, by your parent, you could come in and hold those snakes. So I would go in there all the time and just hold whatever he had. His biggest one, Lauren, was his huge 7-foot Dumerose boa, which is what got me into boas, and why in the back here is my Dumerose boa verde. So that's what got me really into snakes. And then after 2015, I got my first snake. He sadly passed away of old age. And then I kind of fell out of it for a little bit. My sister stuck with it. She kept keeping stuff. And then finally in like 2018, 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back. I got my first ever ball python from Jason over at JH Python. I got my boa verde back here and our king snake Casper. And now I am what I am now. And I started my company back in 2020, August of 2020. So I've been here for a little bit now.
Right on. Yeah, you know, for somebody so young, man, and it's something that's always amazed me is you are really knowledgeable about a lot of different species. I mean, you and I have had a lot of conversations on and off about various things, and I like picking your brain about certain things. And it's pretty cool, you know, being able to talk with you and the homie Drew, 408 Reptiles. You guys are like, not like a year or two apart. You guys are like right there. And I mean, you guys both have like really amazing collections, and you're both really knowledgeable about a lot of the stuff that you guys keep. Which is another reason why I really wanted you to come on, because I mean, you work with a wide variety of animals. So what all do you work with?
So one of the few things when I was getting into the hobby was, and again, I love all the animals in the hobby, but I always go to the reptile shows and you'd see ball python after ball python, and that was the one thing I wanted to stay away from. I still have ball python, but I wanted to have the unique animals, the ones that no one had. So a lot of things I work with and will possibly with, and I will say the ones I will breed with. Like for instance, one of my most famous animals that everyone knows me for besides my boa is in this cage is Carnage. He's my Mexican beetle lizard. So he's one of the few you don't really see too often. So he's a venomous species of lizard. I love working with them. I would like to get more into them, but that's for a long future. I work with leopard geckos, mostly the supergiant projects. That's what I'm really getting into. And we should actually have some clutchings going to be happening in January when we're pairing, which I will bring out probably one of my males in a minute here. I have some huge supergiants I've gotten, and I have a Diablo Blanco project that's going to be going on as well. So that'll be. I work with various types of boas. Boas are one of my favorite things. If you ever know me, boas are everything. For those of you who've been to the Anaheim show, you'll occasionally catch me walking around with my my 7-foot boa Coco or Shimana. I'll be holding her and walking around with her usually at the shows. She's just a normal Colombian. I work with albino boas, the bloods, The Durmo's ground boas, I work with leopard sonorans as well. So those are a few of the species of boa I really work with. I will hopefully get into Argentine soon here. Other than that, I do work with, that's most of my breeding stuff, but I do work with carpet pythons and Burmese and mata turtles and stuff like that. There's various.
I was super excited when you got that little mata.
I do split now. Predator over at Predator, they had a bunch of them for like $320 at the auction. Actually, I had gotten a tricolored hognose, but he was so small and I didn't really want him. So I'm like, okay, I'll try and sell him tomorrow. No one wanted. And I went over to Predator. I'm like, would you guys trade me the mata for a tricolored? So he's like, if you trade me that plus the rest, I'll do it. I'm like, okay. Dude, and it worked. And I'm loving the little dude. He's all going through his first shed, so his oranges are just starting coming in on his neck and all that. So
that's cool.
He's in his tank right now with a couple pleco and stuff, just keeping his tank clean. But yeah, I try to work with weird stuff. I don't really like the normal, and if I do normal, it's gonna be like your ball python clowns and stuff like that, and pieds and stuff like that. Higher morphs if I can. That, yeah, and then I do work with false water cobras as well.
I was waiting for the falsies, man. You know I love the falsies.
Yeah, the false water cobras, they're insane. I love working with them. They are psychotic. I have a few stories. For instance, so I have 2 false waters right now. Sadly, one of my younger ones passed away due to just not eating. I don't know what was with her. She was weird. She's the same age as actually one of my males who's like this big long now and really food crazy. So I have Pharaoh and Neptune. They're my 2 false water cobras right now. Pharaohs are psychopath though. So I went to feed. He's in a rack system right now, and I went to feed him. Dude comes launching out of his tub, mouth open, just all over the place looking for food. All I had to do is take my hand, go underneath him, and just kind of lift him up and put him back. And then he looks at me like, "What the frick did you just do?" Gave him the mouse, chilled out. But I've had stories where they will actually just come out. They're psychopaths, but I love them to death, and I can't wait to see them older. False bars are good, relatively good beginner rear fang venomous if you're ever going to get into that, in my opinion. I love working with them, especially rear fangs in general, whether it's a hog nose or those. I'm actually looking for boegas at this point right now. Looking to get.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Nerd to drop their albino line. I want some of those albino boegas right now. So
see, I'm hearing a lot about that. A lot of people want the boegas, but I think you're one of the first I've heard that said that you want the albino from Nerd. But no, that's actually really cool, man. You work with a lot of various species, and I love that you work with the beetles because that's one of my dream animals. Is we want beetles, but we can't have them in our state in Arizona because we have the native. Why can I not remember the Gila monster? Threw me off for a second. My wife's doing stuff in the background, so I'm like, she's throwing me off. I'm like watching her do stuff. She threw me off. Lost my train of thought. But yeah, I want to try to get one of those. We're actually in the process of trying to get our permits / licensing to be able to have some of the more exotic reptiles that you need permits for. So we're hoping to get approved, but we'll see what happens with that. That would be pretty awesome to do more educational outreach and you know with a lot of the native species that we can't have unless we have the permits, like the Gila monster. Because a soft spot I have is for the Heloderma. They're amazing animals.
They're incredible. I mean, the amount of personality this dude has. Don't get me wrong, he'll be sleepy and grumpy most of the time, but the amount of just energy they'll have sometimes, and he'll just be walking around. Sometimes he'll be clawing at the window here and just be watching everything. But I've thoroughly enjoyed working with them. And here comes the funny thing. He is my first ever lizard I've ever worked with. That's the funniest thing ever. No one expects that. I've never heard these before, and I didn't have leopard geckos yet. So he was the venomous lizard was the first thing I've ever worked with. lizard-wise.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Now, what pushed you for that to be like the first lizard you want to dive into?
So I never really was into lizards, for a couple of reasons. It was also me being cautious because as a kid I was very irresponsible. I didn't have that sense of, oh yeah, I should probably go remember to feed the animal. So I was like, okay, that's why I love snakes, because you can feed them once a week and you're not going to be too worried besides doing their daily maintenance, which was no problem for me. The daily feeding routines always got really tiring for me as a kid. I don't know if it was a sense of laziness or what, but I was like, I want to get a lizard at one point. I was like, what do I get? Do I get a leopard gecko? Do I get crested? And I was like, I'm not getting a beard jacket because honestly, I've never been a fan of them. I had one when I was a kid. PetSmart told my dad something about a bulb and it fried. So no, I was like 7 when that happened. But anyways, I had saw that Jason Hill from JH Python, that's who I got him from actually, was selling it. Was trying to get rid of some of his collection. I asked him about it. I'm like, are you really getting rid of that? He's like, yeah, I am. I'm asking $500 for it. I'm like, that's really good. So I did all my research throughout that week. I'm like, can you give me a bit of time? I'm going to just read up on it and watch videos. So I just constantly did my research, got anything I needed for it. And I would watch Tyler Nolan and other guys who I knew handled venomous, would watch how they would place their hands and all that, whether it's Tom Crutchfield, whoever had one. I would just watch them in their hand placement, how they do it and go about it. And then I just like, this is the lizard I want. It's unique. You don't see it too often. And for some kid like me, a 20-year-old, and at the time I was 18 when I got him, to have something like that, something that would technically be considered somewhat more advanced, it's like, okay, let's go for it. And at the time, Carnage was only about this big. He was tiny. He's out here now. So he's a big boy now. But I was just like, hey, Dad. He wasn't too excited when I did this. But I explained to him, I'm like, there's a lizard I want to get. He's like, okay. It's venomous, and that's where it all kind of turned south for a second there. But he was really supportive of it. So I got it. For a week, he was in his tub for a bit, just in quarantine, watching him, learning. Now he's been here since 2020 of December. I've been working with him every day, trying to get him socialized and stuff. I've been bad on it recently since I've been gone, but for one point, I had him to the point to where I could just pet his head and he wouldn't care. I mean, the dude would legitimately just raise his head for me, let me pet him, and just be fine. Not flinch, not do anything, not whatever. So I took a lot of work with him. It's gone now because he's cranky, but he's going through a teenage stage right now, slightly.
It's all right. One of my female mangrove monitors, one of my young ones, she was super chill, and then all of a sudden she's going through her like womanly phase or something and coming into maturity because I can't step in there without her trying to draw blood on me. She angry. So I definitely get that because she used to be, puppy dog town. I walk in there, she'd crawl up my leg and just like let me rub her and pet her. And now she's like, I'm gonna eat you.
You looking good now.
Yeah, for real. She's
Yeah,
like, you look good. I'm gonna eat that finger.
quite quickly that can change. I mean, I was talking to one friend of mine not a while ago because he's just getting into boas. He's mostly a turtle guy. He was asking me some tips about how to kind of calm boas because he knows I'm really into those. And I'm like, really? It's just being near them, being around them. If you can do that as much as possible and still give them their space, they're fine. I would told him, I'm like, for instance, my Drumos ground boa, when I first got her, she's a little girl. She hated me, wouldn't let me go in the cage, wouldn't do anything. And that's weird for a Drumos because they're usually pretty placid.
Right.
Territorial as heck. So what I would do is I would just leave the door open and sit right next to it. Watch YouTube, do whatever, just sit right next to it. She had to learn that, hey, I'm going to be here now. After a while, she got a little better and better, and then finally I would put my hand in the enclosure. If I got bit, I got bit. I never got bit, actually, now I think about it. But at one point now, I can just go in that enclosure, pick her up, pet her head, whatever, she don't care. I said it's just all of a matter of being around them and letting them know that you're not here to hurt them. And I think that's the biggest problem is sometimes we'll get people who will not touch them ever, leave them for months or weeks and just feed them. That's it, which just gives them that idea of, oh, doors are opening, time to eat. But the problem is I work with kids. I do educational things with kids and stuff, and so I can't have that in my room. I can't have people coming in here and accidentally opening a door, because this room that I'm in right now is not just my reptile room. It's also kind of like, originally it was like it's a hangout room for kids when I was little. Then I turned it into it. This is where I play video games and hang out all day long, clean out, whatever. So whenever I have friends over, they come in this room. So generally I will have, sometimes every now and then, little kids coming here. So I can't have my animals be full aggressive or territorial. I have to make sure that they're somewhat placid. And I've done that. And any animal that's not has a lock on it. Carnage has a lock on it. He's chill. I just don't trust him. But other than that, everything in here I make sure is at some point of a level of calmness with people. The only animal I'm really working with right now on that is my Burmese, who has an attitude. Funny enough, that Burmese I have is actually the Burmese from one of Nerd's videos. Nerd did a video where they had where they found a Burmese outside their door that was in a box with 2 other snakes.
Oh, I remember that.
So that's the Burmese I own now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? This girl has old scarring on her belly and stuff. And I mean, my buddy Alex from Alex Fontaine, he doesn't have a reptile thing yet. He's working on it, but we were like, it looks kind of similar. I'm like, yeah. So I go back in the old videos and I'm watching the scalation, because of course with Burmese, their patterning is always going to be one of a kind. Right. And about 4 of the back patterns, I matched perfectly with it and all that. And I even texted Jeremy from Brassman. I'm like, hey, is this your snake? And he's like, yeah, that's the one from the box. I'm like, okay, cool. So I have her. She's got dude, but she's mostly in the huff and puff bluffing stage right now. So it goes away.
So these 3 were dropped on me by a friend of mine. He got a job going to Florida, union job doing welding, and so he couldn't take these guys with him. So this is a Burmese, this is a Burmese, and then at the bottom we've got a golden child, het purple retic, and that one's one of the worst out of the 3. That one just wants to take a chunk out of you every chance it gets. This one likes to just body check you and kind of a hissy fit, but like it's completely like chill.
They're gonna do it. I mean, Coco, anyone who's seen me at the shows again, like I know Dave from the other Rodriguez, he saw me at the show with Steve from Mojave Desert. Yep. And they got a chance to hold Coco. She's as placid as can be. I mean, she was being bugged by, I mean, you know how it is at the reptile shows. You get kids who want to poke the heads and all that stuff, and it's frustrating, but it's
yeah, I had that happen when I was with JTK just at Pomona. I was walking around with the big lizard and the big Asian water monitor, and a ton of people wanted to take pictures, and I was cool with it. Like, yeah, I'll take pictures with you and stuff, But then you got those people that, because his neck was on my neck and his head was right behind the back of my head. And I got people over here grabbing his head and shaking him like a dog and trying to put their like fingers in his mouth. I was like, dude, he's all about free food. Like,
he'll take
a finger there, you may not get it back.
A few kids, and no, Coco's not a small girl whatsoever. She's about 7-8 foot, and her power of bite force is scary. I mean, she's ripped things out of my hands.
Oh yeah.
But these kids just poking away at her head, going up. I'm just like, don't want to do that. She's nice, but she'll turn really quickly because, I mean, like I said, she's pretty placid. She's pretty whatever. She will buck me a little bit and just kind of push me away every now and then.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's just like it's just, they're just like people. Some days they're social, other days they're like, hey, back off of me.
I don't need to deal with your butt right now. That's people are like that, and I'm glad it wasn't one of those days at the show because I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but we had a Karen at the Anaheim show who complained because I don't know who it was, but apparently some dude brought some monstrous sized Burmese to the show, like a 13-foot whatever Burmese, just had it out, which why not? It's a reptile show. Go for it. And apparently this lady complained saying it was making her uncomfortable.
Oh no, I did hear about that.
I'm like,
I did hear.
a reptile show.
Yep. Well, it's just like at January Pomona, there was somebody complaining that people kept letting like the bringing out the big reptiles, and this lady thought it was okay to bring her tiny little Chihuahua that she kept saying was a service animal, but this thing was jumping on everybody's legs, running behind tables, wasn't like she was dragging it through the show. And so I'm like, dude, that ain't no service animal. You just slapped a harness on your dog and said it was a service animal, and you got it in here. But she was like, oh well, one of the animals tried to eat my service animal, and I was like, I bet it did. It looks like a small rat. I bet it did.
Didn't it go through Brian's booth as well?
There was a few people that brought their little dogs over there, and there was one time I had to pick up Chrono when pre like how they have the early birds come in like an hour before main people. I had somebody bring their little dog by, and he was cool by the big dogs. They walked by, he didn't even look at him, but this little dog walked by, and I saw her walk it right to her, and I think it was the same lady too. And she brought it by, dude, and Chrono was like, "Hey, that looks like a snack." Dude, I had to pick him up. He wasn't like trying to go at it full force, but like he was just kind of like casually just walk into it. And I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna pick you up." And so I picked him up, and she was like, "Who would put that on the floor?" And like walked off. I was like, "Man, what? Some people, man."
You know, it's insane what we'll get. I mean, I'll see the dogs at the shows all the time, but like you said, the big dogs, they're fine. It's like, why are you gonna bring your little rat of a dog? It's gonna get eaten. I mean, to be fair, I keep telling my grandma to bring her rat of a dog. I don't like it. So. She's got a little mini pincher that has bit half of our family. So I'm like, hey, Nanny, why don't you bring that over? We have a couple of friends who definitely love it. So.
Right? I mean, just circle of life. No, I'm just kidding. So what would you say is your favorite reptile in your collection?
Okay, if we're talking not morph wise, I'd go with Coco, my normal Colombian boa. If we're talking morph or specialty, it's probably
like what brings you the most joy to work with? Like just pulling out. What do you want to spend the most time with? Like you walk in, first thing you're looking at because you just want to hang out with it.
Yeah, Coco, my Colombian boa, pull out 100%. If I'm gonna pull out, it's gonna be her.
That's awesome. How long have you had Coco?
For now, I've probably had her for about a year now. 2 years now. 2 years now. I've had her for about 2 years now. I got her off a friend who was getting married, and the wife said no. So I got Coco, my other male boa, and my hognose from him. I bought him off them for like $1,000. I just said, hey, he was looking for someone to get rid of them to, who he knew he can come visit and see them, because he's had Coco since 2014. So Coco's about 8 years now. So he's had her for a long time. So he just wanted someone who could take care of her, and I was like, yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
So I've had her for then. She's a great snake. She's never struck at me, never had any problems, never whatever, and she's become one of the biggest ambassadors in our company just for teaching kids and stuff. Like I'll do. I haven't had a chance to really go out in public yet for schools yet, just because of all the COVID crap that's going on in the school system.
No, I get it. I do that too, and with COVID, dude, it came to a halt.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, I do a lot of school education stuff. I try to. I've been doing it mostly over Zoom, which isn't the most appealing, but you do what you gotta do. And especially being in California, our schools are cuckoo.
Makes sense.
Yeah, bro, I can't. I'm not vaxxed. I can't. I can almost not even step into a school without getting the masking. I'm like, it's 2022. Are you really asking still?
I mean, you and I have had that conversation before, bro. I'm not either, so I mean,
I just tell.
sorry, I'm back. Had to call bank. It's all good, Fry. I appreciate you coming back, brother.
Yeah,
Eric's Morph Factory, how's it going? Appreciate you showing up. Hey, for everybody that's new, we are doing a giveaway in this live, guys. All you guys got to do to enter that giveaway is put hashtag Zilla. At the end of this, I will do a spin for a 10% off code for Zilla Footwear's awesome shoes, guys. That goes for any of the shoes that they have on their site. So if you guys are looking to get in or get a pair of their awesome set of or custom shoes, make sure to put that in there. You guys have a chance to get a 10% off code, and they ship anywhere, guys. Anywhere over the world. You get anything over $120 of our worth of shoes is free shipping. So I highly recommend it. Especially Fry, it's just hashtag Zilla. That's all it is, just Zilla. I didn't want to make it too long for some people. People like me, we can't spell too well, so Zilla is pretty easy to spell, and I put it in that top corner.
if you mess up any of that lettering, I might need to go back to school.
I know I need to go back to school. The way I tell everybody, I was elected to lead, not to read.
I graduated still.
I did not. I was like, yeah, what the hell is school? I'm gonna breed reptiles. No, I'm just kidding.
The one thing great about quarantine is they had to pass us. I don't know if you, because you have the little boys, but for the school districts, for us at least, basically whatever your grades were before quarantine happened, that's what they were. Luckily, all my grades were like a B, so I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't have to come to class.
Oh, that's cool.
No matter what I did, even if I didn't come for the whole thing, they can't hurt my grades. So I was like, so pretty much, I just can sleep at home and I'm fine. And is that what I did? Yes.
Guys, it's just hashtag Zilla. You don't have to put the whole Zilla footwear. It's just hashtag Zilla, just like this.
Perfect.
Perfect, guys. You guys are probably, yep, there we go.
There we go.
And it's 10% off your guys' purchase off of Zilla footwear. There we go. Appreciate you guys, and we will do that spin after towards the end of the live. And then the winner, just contact me. I'll send you the code, and you can use it whenever you guys want to get it. Huge shout out to our other sponsor, Fry's Critters, guys. Make sure you guys give him a follow. He's doing YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. This man's almost doing all of them. I think he's going to jump over to Twitter soon and TikTok. I mean, check him out, guys. He's got some awesome things he ain't shown nobody yet, so you better keep an eye on that one.
Heck yeah. That's really cool. I need to still get on some of those things. Right now I'm only on, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, and that's about it.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's it. I kind of started messing with TikTok, but like I haven't really made the full commitment to want to mess with it that much.
TikTok's just a lot of work, and I'm too lazy to come and do a video every single video. I have the time, and I'm like, if I want to do it, and to be honest, my TikTok is actually, it's a mixture of NRB Exotics and anime comic stuff too.
I like it.
Dude, I got Dragon Ball content on there. I got One Piece content on there. If you like anime, that's what I do. Battle stuff on there. Like I'll do on the random generators to pick like 3 One Piece characters, and I'll be like, "Can you beat my team?"
That's dope, dude. I think I might have to subscribe.
I had one rule where I got Bon Clay. I'm like, "You guys can't win. I got Bon Clay. We're good." But yeah, I need to get on more stuff. YouTube especially, I do want to get on there at some point. I just don't know when.
We're making our push. We're grinding away, trying to hit that 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. We're getting really close to our first 1,000 watch hours, and then we are at, last I checked, 240 subscribers. So I appreciate everybody that's here in the chat. I apologize if I sound weird. I am losing my voice. I don't know why. If Eric was here, he'd probably say because I talk too much. Um,
Last night too. So
we already did we already ask what was your first reptile? I think we covered that, didn't we?
that one.
Yeah. So what is your favorite species to work with?
This is gonna be an easy answer. Honestly, normally it would be boas because I'm loving the boa species, and as a lot of you know, I have a lot of different types of boas, between rosy boas and the Colombians and the but I am actually starting to really like working with the leopard geckos. They are very based, but I just love working with them, and they honestly, as much as we all know in the reptile hobby, animals show that a feeling towards us, but just the little personalities each of them individually show is very interesting. It's almost like a retic. A retic like python are supposed to be very intelligent, and they are. But I also see it in leopard geckos. Like there's actually one behind me, but he'll just come up to the glass and just look at you. It's weird. He'll plant both feet on top, like where the doors are, because he's in exoterras, and just watch. And it's the most hilarious thing to see. But almost all my leopard geckos are like that. They have like a little personality to them, and I love seeing that and getting to work with them. My goal with leopard geckos, which I kind of talked about when you asked what I have, was the super giant project. My goal is to make massive, oversized leopard gecko.
That's cool.
Because my male is 140 grams.
Wow.
So he's a big boy.
That's a big dude.
And my female is 120. So, and he's just a normal super giant. My female is a super giant raptor, but she's also Godzilla line as well, which doesn't really do much. So.
Cat Eyes, how's it going? Appreciate you jumping in. Yeah, no, I if you're getting into leopard geckos and you're trying to do like real deep dive in it, I suggest two people. Hit up my boy Geeky Gecko Creations. He does some amazing work with some awesome animals out there. And he's out here in Arizona. That's my boy. And I mean, dude, I've gotten to see a lot of his collection. I'm actually going to go see him here in a few days. And I mean, he's got some amazing animals. I actually mentored him for Tegus too. All his black and whites came from us.
You told me about him one time in a live or something. I think you're telling me about the mentor part.
Yeah, he was a cool dude, really cool guy. I definitely would check him out because he does some really cool things. Tons of different morphs. I mean, dude, I've never seen such quality with Tangerine until I really looked at his bloodlines and the stuff that he's working with. Like he's got 3 different types of Tangerine, like more like brightness, I guess you would say. Like just like 3, basically kind of like the Mojave ball python. There's some that are like that really nice looking. You look at it, that's a bright Mojave. Then you got the some that's like kind of questionable Mojave, a little lower, the lower end.
Yeah.
That's kind of how his are. I mean, his are just super bright, beautiful, look like Cheetos almost.
I definitely, because Tangerine is one of the things I am looking into, like the Tangerine tornado stuff and all that, and the mandarin. Because right now, our biggest is kind of our lower end, kind of whiter animals. Like my Diablo Blanco, she's also snow, so she has no pink really whatsoever in her. She just looks completely white. But yeah, no, I'll definitely look into that because I am definitely interested in those oranges. Let's see here, Nico, what is your favorite anime? One Piece, which is the funniest thing ever. People always get on me for that, but One Piece will always be my favorite. And before anyone says it, I watched Naruto first. I like Naruto, but One Piece has always been my favorite. You can ask me here. I've ranted randomly about One Piece. But
yeah, I like One Piece, and I'm a huge Naruto like nerd.
one series I'm getting into right now, I just been reading the mangas. It's a thing on Netflix, but they have a manga thing. I started the mangas before, but it's called Records of Ragnarok. I like it a lot. I think you'd like it.
I watched that.
Yeah, the Gods vs. Humanity one. I'm reading the manga. I like it a lot. It's really good, and I like their output on the different variants of the gods and stuff.
I thought it works. Sorry, my wife's out of here. She's going to work.
Oh, I like One Piece as well. Never watched Naruto.
Naruto is life.
But the only thing I never got into it just because of all the filler stuff. That's what got me. Don't get me wrong, One Piece is very long, but the filler overmatches that for me. I still like
Right.
especially some of the figures. So the figurines are.
I'm seeing some new faces in here. Guys, we are doing a giveaway. So, here, buddy. Take a drink.
Wow. I take it in my arm.
No, you can go grab a soda then. Brady to me. Sorry. Lucy's always having fun, but we are doing a giveaway. It's a 10% off code for your guys' order at Zilla Footwear. So all you got to do to enter that is just put hashtag Zilla just at the top, or like it's spelled at the top. That's all you got to do is just Zilla. You don't have to type in the full Zilla Footwear, just hashtag Zilla. And you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. And that is a 10% off code for any custom shoe off of their website. And they will be releasing new shoes here in the next week or so. So for my venomous people, make sure you guys check that out, because you'll see a friendly, familiar face. I say friendly. Karen's not friendly. Karen's Karen. You'll see a familiar face.
That's really cool. Heck yeah. What we got going on in the comments here? Hello everyone. Don't forget to put that hashtag Zilla.
Yeah, definitely, guys. If you guys are planning to get shoes from Zilla, make sure to put in for that giveaway, guys. And you can gift that to anybody if you win it and you decide you want to give that code to whoever. It's completely up to you. That code is only good for one time, so make it count. So what is your favorite morph out of like whatever species you really like?
Ooh. Favorite morph, well, python wise is gonna be clown, but if we're talking something you don't really hear about too much is would be the lavender albino false water cobras. Those, if you have never seen a lavender albino false water, you need to. Those things are incredible.
I have not seen that. I've only seen the hypos.
I kid you not. It is honestly one of the most amazing things I have seen. I have never seen an adult one. I've seen baby ones, and they blow your mind away. The colors within them is crazy. And then clown, for obvious reasons, clown is just a really good morph if you have it in your ball python collection. What we got going on in the chat section? There we go.
A lot of people were showing some love for you, bro, earlier in the comments. I just didn't want to interrupt you, but there's a lot of love for you up in the comments from a lot of people. Derek's Reptiles and a few other people.
Yeah, I'm scanning the comments as we speak. Heck yeah.
So what is your most anticipated breeding or hatching this season?
So this up and coming season, we are anticipated to, as I've talked about a little bit, was the Supergiant project with my geckos. My most anticipated one, though, will be my Supergiant to my Diablo Blanco Snow. So that'll be our most anticipated breeding pair. Egg-wise, of course, a lot of that's going to be het. I think the only non-recessive in there is the Eclipse, if I'm correct. I'm still morphs on leopards, but that will be our most anticipated one, since that will have pretty much the entire ingredient list for. And note, my Diablo Blanco is giant, so we will get super giants out of that clutch as well.
Nice.
So hopefully they'll match the dad's size as well a little bit, but we'll see. That's my most anticipated, and a lot of those babies, I might hold back at least one or two of each clutching, because I will be bringing all my leopard geckos. But a lot of those babies that I don't keep will be going to the Anaheim show with me in January.
There you go.
January? No, it's July. It's very far out. I know that he
Yeah,
took.
but that's far.
Yeah, sure.
That our Chris over there at Flexing and Finessing Reptiles, he I believe he's working with some Diablo Blanco giant stuff too. Maybe hit him up, see if you guys could mix something up and kind of push your guys' projects a little bit farther.
Yeah, definitely. I need a. I think he had mentioned something to me about it too on a live.
Speaking of him, that's actually his cup that he sent me. Our logo on one side and his logo on the other.
Oh, that's dope. Heck yeah.
He said,
But no,
Chris is my brother over there.
I would be hopefully saying boas, but my girl Coco, I'm waiting on a parent still. I need a male. So I'm either waiting for mine to grow up, which is going to be another year or two, or I might try and convince one of my friends to see if I can use hers, which is going to be hard. She's also an Arizona local, but her male, and she doesn't know about this yet because I was going to ask her later this week or so about doing a pair at one point. It will be a year still, but she's got an amazing boa male who is very the colors on him are very light and just I would love to pair those two together to see what happens because when Coco was a baby, I got some pictures of it. I don't have any pictures, but I've seen the pictures of it. Her tail was just amazingly bright red still, like I mean, just amazingly intactly red, and it kind of still is. Like it's not like a normal Colombian where it kind of just doles out. So I'm like, okay, if I put his light color with her, and now this snake's easily 5-6 foot already, his light color with her, what will we get baby wise? So I'm hoping we'll be able to do that at some point. If not, I may be looking into getting a male at some point. We'll see. My space in my room is already getting a little out of control, so we'll see. And then
just got to stack higher.
But yeah, so those are my most anticipated. But we'll see. I'm excited to really get into it. I have bred before. We had a lychee experiment go wrong. Sadly, I do not have my lychees anymore due to apprentices not doing jobs correctly while I was gone.
No.
Yeah, so I lost. That was a huge loss for me. That was last year. I had gotten 42 ball python babies in, and my 2 rare lychees, but all gone. I had 72 animals in whole. Dude didn't say anything to me, didn't say anything. That was all gone. That lychee I didn't care about the ball pythons. I was like, okay, whatever, baby ball pythons. My lychees though, the thing that was really important to me about them was mom. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but she was known as a phantom eye. Which she still actually is her on my page. A phantom eye is a lychee gecko with a black eye. Both her eyes are purely black almost. Like
wow.
White. So, and you don't see that often. I got her from Doug from Ridiculous Racks. Because he tried for a couple of years to try and breed her to get that line of eye to see if he can get that as a morph. Never could. So I was like, hey, I'll knock out the project. I had 4 babies. None of them did well for me. None of them had it. I'm like, what the frick? So I have that project after they passed. And then I kind of went full on to the Leopard Gecko project. And now I have 5 Leopard Geckos that are huge as heck and doing great.
So are you going to try to get back into the Leachianas?
I don't think so, because I think I also learned with them, they are a lot of work. They are a pain in the butt, and they're very messy. I cohabbed mine, which I know is a little taboo with some people in cohabbing, but I cohabbed mine, and they did great together. If the male ever had a little roughage during the mating season, I would just pull him out. But it got very time-consuming. And I had no time for my other animals almost. So I don't think I ever will, because I have a way of doing everything now that's just so much more precise. I can get to a lot better, and I'm not so worried about each of my animals. They're all in very good condition and doing great and always active and healthy. And I'm like, okay, I like this better. And my room also doesn't smell like poop 24/7 either. Pooping so much, it's hard to keep that. I tried the bioactive, I tried all that, it just didn't work. So
Yeah, see, I only bioactive that we do here is for some of the frog species.
Yeah.
Everything else is all just bare paper or something along that line. Like everybody in behind me is all on butcher paper. And then that way it's easier to wipe out, clean, and put them right back, and they're good to go.
Yeah, no, I got all my leopard geckos are on paper towel. My berm's on paper towel, but everything else I have practically anything that's not in the rack. Most of this behind me is all in like eco earth mixed with like forest floor or something like that. But
The only thing that has substrate for us is our frogs, like and then a couple of like the more exotic snakes, like the Crotalus atrox and a few things like that. But everything else is all on paper towel or butcher paper. The Pac-Man frogs and the pixie frogs and all those fun frogs are all in. It's called Sunshine. It is a sphagnum peat moss, and then there's also Premier sphagnum peat moss, and I love that stuff.
I've seen that. I've never tried it or looked into it much.
Oh, it's fantastic. I use it for the tegus outside, the monitors that are outside, like my outdoor animals. Of course, they have substrate because naturally it's outside. But I actually put that stuff on top. It holds humidity really well. It retains moisture, so they stay a lot cooler. It's a little more humid for them, but they stay a lot more cool because the substrate, it holds that water in there. And living in Arizona, it dries out really fast, but not with that substrate. That substrate, I completely soaked it on a Monday, and I went back the following week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and it still had water in it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It holds water perfectly. Did he say berm? Yes, Eric, he did say berm. He actually got the Burmese that they nerd found out there that was abandoned in a box with a couple other snakes. You missed the whole story, bro. You're gonna have to rewatch the live. Oh no, for you.
Good, more views. We're good.
But
the Burmese, she's not the most friendly. She actually, I think she's fighting a respiratory infection right now. It looks minor, but she'll be fine. I've already kind of gone over and treated her a bit, so other than that, she should be good. Pain, but you gotta deal with it sometimes.
Right. Oh no, I mean, if it's early stage, you should be able to correct it with proper temperature and stuff. Should be all right. But antibiotics, I'm sure, will definitely help as well.
Yeah, I've already checked her mouth, checked all that, and she's yawned for me a few times. Mouth all clean, no perfect pinkness, no saliva, no nothing. I'm like, okay. I even had to do the card opening thing to get her mouth open. I took a swab just to see if I can get any like that saliva buildup to see if anything was there.
Uh-huh.
No buildup, no nothing. I get little bubbles and that's it. Little bit of a wheezing. But other than that, she's doing good. She's active. She's drinking a lot. I'm like, okay, maybe you'll just fight this off. Plus, like I said, she is a rescue from Nerd and she's been through a lot. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe her body's built up that immunity to where it's like, okay, maybe it's gonna be that one day cough and flu and go away. And she looks good now. I'm watching her from here because she's in the cage beside me over here. And she's just curled up, chilling underneath the heat lamp. So I'm like, okay. You fight it off, cool. If not, I'll take you to the vet, get you checked up, and see if there's anything else wrong.
Right on. Derek, what up, brother? I'm glad you came back. So Fries Critters, one of our sponsors asked, I put that back up. It was Nico, where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I always do want to be in that hobby. I'll never probably leave this hobby in it because it's the Snake Pit Boys. We've all talked about this before in our private chat. Because we all have a pinnacle to where we want to be. I don't think I'll be in the top areas like anyone else, like Billy or any of them yet, but my goal, and I tell this to a lot of people now, especially from my SoCal group, I probably won't be in Cali for much longer. I probably will be going out to Tennessee, a lot of my animals, just because I enjoy it out there more, and the pricing of housing is really nice. Out there in Tennessee, there's a place called Pigeon Forge. If none of you have been out there, it's like It's kind of like the Strip in Vegas, kind of. It's basically like arcades all around, escape rooms and stuff like that. It's a cool family-friendly area. So my dad, who's been a businessman for his whole life, and with my grandfather, he had pitched me the idea of replicating the Reptarium and the Reptile Zoo there in Pigeon Forge. Because, of course, hey, you charge $20 to come hold some animals and then go play an arcade after. Doesn't sound like a bad deal. So I hope in the next 10 years, I hope that I'm working on that facility at that point in time. That zoo part of it, not my actual facility, but I'm hoping that part-time. And then a newer thing that actually is happening at this point right now that I'm slowly researching is, and this is kind of the first announcement of it, NRB Exotics may also be NRB Aquatics at some point. I have been looking into the world a bit more. So as Corey from Triple C, we've been talking about it because you know what? What's becoming very popular in our industry is bioactive, and also paludariums. Paludariums are becoming a big thing, especially with Borneo earless monitors coming a little bit more available, hopefully in the next 5 years or so. And
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping.
I'm so excited. I got to hold my first one over at Brian's. Oh, dude, that made the entire trip.
Oh yeah. No, when I saw those becoming more available, I'm like, no more boneless python for me. I'm going to Borneo. But with all these subaquatic creatures coming more into play in our hobby, I'm like, you know what? People are going to want to spruce up their cage. They're going to want their version of isopods, which is going to be your mollusks, your plecos, your shrimp, your loaches, your cleaner species of fish, and or your butterfly loaches and stuff like that. Just amazing cleaner fish. So I'm like, you know what? Let me look into them. So I started looking into it. I'm like, these aren't hard to breed, and they're still. I mean, plecos. Some of these plecos are $20-something, $26, going higher. I'm like, this is not bad. And I enjoy working with them. I have a couple pleco here now. And I've always loved water aquariums because of the factor that it's also so easy to build a living vibrating with them. I mean, heck, you take a plant, you put it in the gravel, and it grows. If I put any plants in here, they die after a week because I don't have green thumb. But I love that part of the hobby. I'm like, you know what? It'd be cool to be able to go to reptile shows like our Anaheim one and have a guy who has fish, sea aquatic stuff, reptiles, frogs, just everything. Kind of like how Triple L kind of does it, or Reptile Shop. But so hopefully in the future, that will also be a bit of a thing. We don't know yet. I'm still looking into it. I'm probably going to experiment a little bit here in December and in November a bit with aquatics. Because I haven't kept fish since I was like 9. So it's been a while. And over my years, I've kept many weird species of animal, but we may have a side of aquatics, hopefully. But in the next 10 years, Fry, I hope to be working on that facility I was talking about. And I hope our breeding I'm hoping I'm getting to a lot of my dream breeding projects in that time. Yeah.
That's actually really cool. I would like aquatics. We actually keep like a pond outside for my turtles, so the monomatas and stuff. But we actually keep larger fish in there. So we've got like Oscars, red-tailed catfish, stuff like that. And I really got to watch it with the red-tailed catfish, though. I think I'm gonna actually move that out of there because I've caught it eating baby turtles, and I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, they'll eat the baby turtles. They'll eat baby ducklings, whatever they can see, they will eat it.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. Some random duck flew into over here and it tried to live in my pond, and it had eggs and it hatched out and babies went in the pond, and all of a sudden I watched up and all I hear is a big old slap on the water and one of the ducks was gone. I was like, uh-oh.
Nope, get him out. Oh, and the pond stuff. My grandma has a pond here at her house because they live on a lake over here. But I've been telling her to get like Japanese koi or stuff like that because those are really cool if you want to fill in your tank and stuff.
Yeah, I used to have koi. I used to have Japanese koi. They're cool, very cool animals.
I would love to get some here because my parents have a perfect area for a pond out in their yard. I'm like, ooh, idea. Pitch it to Dad because Mom will say no automatically. And that's the,
I mean, your guys' area would be perfect for koi.
like my dad, he grew up before if my dad wasn't doing what he was doing now, he got offered to be a pro scuba diver instructor in the Caribbeans. So he almost did that because that's what he did growing up with my grandma. They would always just go scuba diving with sharks and eels and all kinds of stuff. So he loves the water. He's actually told me saying, "Hey, if you ever want to do an aquarium in the house, I'm down. I will help. I will learn." I'm like, "Okay." You've never been so okay on something like that with more animals, but okay. He's not a huge reptile guy. He likes the rhino. Iguana is his dream. That's it. Other than that, he could care less about all the others.
Yeah, so that's my thing. Is I love working with the cyclura. The rhinoceros iguanas are amazing animals. We actually only have one right now, but I want to get a female for this male, and try to help bring up their population numbers because they are now starting to go endangered.
Yeah.
Luke, what up, Luke?
What got him into them is we went to the Reptarium and he met Bella, so he got to really see that kind of chill dog like behavior, cat like behavior. So he fell in love with that, and I'm like, most rhinos are like that if you really work with them. And he's like, I'm down. I'm like, and then I look at him, knowing him well enough, because I work for my dad's company when I'm not doing NRB Exotics. I'm like, you don't have time for that thing. Come on. It'll become mine within a week. But yeah. So aquatics, I'm definitely looking into getting aquatics. A lot of the plecos and the cat mouse and stuff like that. And the shrimp. I don't know if you've ever looked into the shrimp stuff. There's some crazy looking shrimp. I mean, color wise, like some really dark blues and really bright blue stuff.
I've seen some like cherry ones or like cherry colored ones, and I've seen quite a few things. There was somebody that has like a really weird looking grass tank, and he's got a ton of them just going around that tank. I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, they're cool. There's one called it's called Blue Dragon's Blood. It's cool. The inner part of their exoskeletons are bright blue, but the outer is like a really dark blue stripes around it. And
That's cool.
They're a rare type from Germany. The guy produces them from Germany and ships them around the U.S., but they're really cool. So I'm like, ooh, get a couple of those. And they're not cheap. For like 5 of these little blue dragon guys, $122.
Damn.
Yeah, which is like, wow.
Cool. Apparently, I'm in the wrong profession.
For the way to go. What we got going on here? Hey, Craft. Sounds good.
I know. Hey, I've seen a ton of new faces. So everybody that's here, we are doing a giveaway, guys. All you got to do to enter that giveaway is type in hashtag Zilla. That's it. You don't have to add Zilla footwear, nothing. Just hashtag Zilla in the comments, and you will be automatically entered into our drawing. It is for a 10% off of your entire purchase if you decide to get a custom or unique custom shoe from Zilla Footwear. That is one of our awesome sponsors, as well as Fry's Critters, who is still in the comments, and I appreciate him a lot. One of the huge supporters of this channel. Sorry, I am losing my voice, guys. I apologize. Let's see what else we got. I know I got a bunch of questions for you. So what is your goal as a breeder?
My goal as a breeder really is to just bring high quality animals and allow people to have these animals and figure out the passion that we all share in this community. It's crazy on how many people don't know that this community exists. And that's what I really hope to do, is not just be that random breeder who's going to sell you an animal and you're never going to see me again. I would love to be able to talk to my customers and be like, hey, if you need help, don't be worried. They come text me. Don't be whatever. Because I know we get bigger companies like Nerd or Brian Barczyk or Jay or whoever it is. And of course, those guys sell tons of animals all the time, and they will respond to their customers. But I would love to be personally, as the owner as well, as to be able to be like, hey, what's wrong with your animal? How is it doing? But also create these animals that are healthy, bright colors, being amazing colors, and just great, all around great animals. So that's really my goal, is to help teach people the passion that we all share here within the chat, whether it's me, you, whoever we know. Because the amount of people alone I've seen at shows or teaching or whatever that have just fallen in love with the hobby. I've had students text me from their parents' Instagrams randomly. They're like, "Hey, I want to get my first snake. What do I get?" And that message, I mean, I've actually gotten like, I talk to one of the teachers readily, and she'll send me paperwork of what the kids drew and what they want to grow up and do. I've had 5 students in the past year send me paperwork that they want to be zookeepers or exotic pet vets, or they want to be in the reptile hobby. Because I usually check in with those kids 2 times out of the year, or 3 if they're lucky. But it's incredible to see that. And I've had kids just ask me like about the questions with breeding, what I want to do with it. And I'm like, you know what? If I can create a healthy animal, maybe even world's first here and there, I'm happy. That's all I need, is good quality, healthy animals.
That's awesome, man. I like that answer a lot. Hey, I appreciate you for the new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, so I mean, I really like that question, and you know, because it really makes people think, you know, and I think it's really cool that you do these outreach programs, and again, like you being so young, being able to express your passion about these animals that you work with, and being able to, you know, take them to schools and stuff. I mean, I'm sure it really makes kids think, like, hey, he's not much older than I am, and he's doing this with his life, and he's, you know, working with these awesome animals. I can do that, you know, and it pushes kids to want to do that more. So I think that's amazing. I support you 100% now you're doing that. I mean, that's really cool of you, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been talking to you for a few years now, and it's really cool being able to look back on how, like, your collection has really grown from like 2-3 years ago to where you are now, you know. And the same with, you know, like the Snake Pit podcast. I love watching you guys. And like I said, I even canceled our Friday live last week to see you guys with Max and Kayla. So that was really cool. So to have you be able to jump on here and talk about your passion is really awesome. You know, I love it. We also run a mobile petting zoo educational. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
That is actually really cool. And that's my thing. That's why I like doing these outreach programs, is I like being able to bring animals that a lot of people aren't used to seeing, to be able to be around, and to get that interaction, to be able to touch the animal, or at least like, or feed the animal, whether it's like a, you know, 100-pound sulcata tortoise or something along that lines. You know, for us, that's day to day, you know, when you're working with a lot of exotics. But for people that just have a dog or a cat, that could make somebody's day, being able to have a 100-pound tortoise walk up to them and to be able to pet that animal, touch his shell, and feed the animal. You know, that could make somebody's dream come true, you know. And that's what I love about doing this, is to share my passion with people, and to see you doing it at such a young age, dude. I commend you. As amazing.
And like I said, it can change someone's perspective on all of it, especially like I said, bringing up the point of how I'm younger, and it's like, oh, I can do that. And I highly believe, especially in this world, that kids need to be focused on the factor of learning and also figuring out what they got to do with life. I will say this, and I do work in the school system, but I will say the school system sucks. And it didn't teach anything. It really much. They teaches us basics, but that's why I love doing these outreach programs. I can go to these schools and talk to kids and be like, hey, I'm not much older than you, but look at what I've already turned into within the years of being out of school. I graduated back in 2020, so I started my company right after high school. And I've been in it even before high school, but there's a lot to do. And heck, I've had an invitation to work at the Knoxville Zoo, and my Tentacle State. I got offered to go do a apprenticeship there, in their reptile center, and they have one of the best reptile centers in the United States, and it's incredible. But I love seeing what these kids can do, because again, you can't underestimate a kid, no matter who it is, whether it's Lucian or whether it's Kayla from Lucyland or Corey or whoever they are. No matter what your age is, you should never doubt someone just because of their age and what their knowledge is. Because I've seen, I'm with 8-year-old, and one question, I talked about this before, who overall stunned me. Like, I didn't know how to answer him. Was this kid asked me? He's like, "How can we help the environment? How can we help help grow our animal population?" I didn't know how to answer him, and I said, first thing that popped in my mouth was, "Well, there's a place of people who are trying to help us lawfully keep and protect our animals, and that would be USARK. They are here to help our community. There aren't many of us fighting right now, and there isn't much really who have a voice anymore for anything, whether it's just speaking freely in general, even outside of the reptile community. But these people are willing to help us so we can keep our animals, and so I can keep doing what I'm doing each year and teach you kids." And the next day, I got a message from his mother saying that they signed up as members. Within that week, I got another message saying that he's looking into getting some reptiles. So that kid is now part of the community. Last time I talked to him, which this is probably about a year ago now, he just got a silver ball python and 2 leopard geckos. So, and he got them from breeders. Didn't go to PetSmart. He got them from breeders. I don't know who, but he got them from breeders, and I was like, wow. And the setups. I mean, the setup was incredible. It was a clean for the leopard geckos, just a clean paper towel, humid hide, just the separation bowl for calcium and food. He had everything perfectly set up. I was amazed. He had a bottom heat tank, all that. Same with the ball python. He had a perfect substrate, all that good stuff. Wow. That's coming from an 8-year-old. So it's really, you can't underestimate generation, because I've seen that a lot in the community, sadly, where we will get the older guys look at us and be like, sorry, that's you're too young. You don't know what you're talking about. I've had that at shows before. I've told you about this, actually. I've had that at shows where I went to actually go purchase a $1,700 Mexican bee lizard. Dude didn't want to acknowledge me. I was like, okay, whatever. I bought 6 other animals off other people, but that's fine. But again, we get that in that hobby a lot. One of my friends who is new to the community, she's one of the closer friends in the community. Her name is Ava. I can never pronounce her reptile name, but she's new to the hobby. She's not a breeder, and I think she's thinking about it, but whatever. She might more of a blogger kind of type, but she's only 15 years old, and she is knowledgeable. Heck, I mean, me and her had a whole conversation today just on our respiratory infections alone, and it's insane what these younger ones can do. Or even Corey. Corey's actually a really good example. I mean, me and Corey relatively started in the same time. Both started in 2020. Kid's got over 5,000 followers, has amazing reels. One of his reels is at, I think, 5.5 million views. And he has a couple others that are like 1 point whatever. And he's been breeding since then. For the past 3 years, he's been breeding. And I think his next projects are going to be a bunch of really cool pied stuff. And I can't remember the name of it right now, even though it's just in my head. But he is someone who I've overly been impressed and proud to be a host member with, because he's one of my hosts of the Snake Pit. But there's a lot of kids in this community who, honestly, I sit here and I'm like, you know what? They're going to be in Kabelka spot one day. They're going to be in Aussie spot one day. Whether that's Tyler from Toxic Balls, that kid's got an amazing collection. Every time that kid has a list of snakes he's selling, I ask him for it to be like, what am I taking this time? But you really
Tyler's the homie. I like Tyler, man. He's one of the kids we're actually going to get on here soon. You know, he's really young, but he's put in that work. He's put in that effort, and I mean, it's paid off. He's got one of the most amazing collections that I've ever seen when it comes to just dedication to ball pythons.
I mean, his thing is always perfect to a T. Listed everything. Just I honestly, when I look at him, I think to myself, like, what Should I be getting a giant list too? I'm a mental person, so I just remember everything mentally and what I need to do. I mean, I can tell you pretty much every time whenever these guys less 8. So it's just how I am. But I need to start writing stuff down. But that is the kind of stuff I'm seeing in the younger generation that just amazes me. And whether that's even another person who's a great mention who's blowing up insanely right now on TikTok and on Instagram would be Cam from Cam's Reptiles. She's a 20-year-old like me. She's a zoo major, but she's incredible. She's got about 17,000 followers on Instagram and over, I think, 193 on TikTok. But she puts out amazing content, amazing, just knowledgeable care sheets on bioactives for bearded dragons, for leopard geckos, 2 species in the hobby who have been controversial for a long time on keeping on substrate. But she's been doing it for a while, and they look pristine and amazing. But it's a very knowledgeable person at a very young age, and a very young advocate for that. So this younger generation is going to creep up really quickly here, and it's really cool to see. I'm excited to see what new young ones bring in each coming session, because I have a feeling next year we're going to get a bigger wave of younger breeders coming soon. And I'm excited to see it. I'm always excited when we get a new young person in this hobby.
For sure, because I mean, and it's something I've always said is, the youth is the future of this hobby. So like, that's another reason I like going to schools is, you're not born afraid of reptiles. You're not born afraid of tarantulas. You learn that behavior at a young age. So being able to take reptiles to a school and being able to teach the younger generation, you never know who's going to be, and I don't want to say the next Steve Irwin, because that's not ever going to happen. But you never know who's going to be the next Brian Barczyk, or Kevin from Nerd, or anything like that, or Billy. You never know who's going to grow up and do amazing things in this hobby. And so I love taking the animals to shows and being able to talk to kids about them and get them excited about these animals. Because you never know that person, just like say if Billy never had that one interaction with reptiles, and he would have listened to his parents that could have been afraid of reptiles, he'd have never been where he's at today.
Exactly.
And so it's little interactions like that how we all end up in this hobby.
Yeah, it's incredible, and there's a lot of amazing people to get inspiration from with this younger group. I mean, again, like we talked about already, I'm 20, and I'm younger, but I've had the chance to talk to Gavin from Balls to You. I've talked to Ozzy from Aussie Boys, and Billy I've had on Cusco. Amazing people within our hobby who are very knowledgeable. Actually, one of my most memorable talks was with Gavin, and I think that live should be still up on our Instagram for Snake Pit. I mean, just talking to him, which, note D, he is a very easy person to contact, and he is always down for a live.
That's awesome.
Little hints. No, legitimately, all these guys in our community, and that's the funny thing. I never would have thought I'd be talking to Billy this early on. I never thought I'd be able to do that. For Ozzy and for Gavin both, I messaged them one day, and they responded within the next few hours. And they're like, let's do it. I was amazed by that. That 2 people I've been inspired for most were like, hey, let's do this. Ozzy, Ozzy followed me, and I about passed out. Let's put it that way. Most because his banana dreams have been one of the goals in my hobby. For talking morph combination, that is a dream. Is to make my own pied banana orange dream. But there's a lot of valuable things in it. Like when we talked to Ozzy, he talked about financially, which is a sad thing to think about in this hobby. We love our animals, but that is a part of it. I know people hate talking about the money factor, but money is money. Business is business at the end of the day. One thing me and Corey will say, and it's not a very favorable thing people like when we say it, but me and Corey don't really favor this as a community much. We kind of do see it as an industry because sometimes you need to. We love all of our friends in that hobby. We love hanging out with everyone. But at the end of the day, this is an industry. But It was interesting to talk to someone like Ozzy. And the funny thing is, Ozzy doesn't keep hundreds of snakes. And he was willing to be openly with us. We were talking about, we're like, what did you make during COVID? Because, of course, people are bored at home. They want something new to try, right? We all tried hobbies. I tried some new things. We all did. Ozzy was talking about how within those months of COVID, he made around 70K off of snakes.
Yep.
And we talked about it. I said, well, how big's your grouping? Dude he's got pretty much the same size room I have and is taking care. And whenever he gets an animal that maybe just has hets at this point, but he's got the proven stuff, he sells the adults and just keeps it as small and high quality as possible. I mean, he had a whole way of
quality in, quality out. I mean,
and it's incredible. He also talks about real estate with us as well, which I was like, oh, I didn't know you did real estate. He's like, well, yeah. He's like, I worked smarter, and you know what? I sit here all day, drink some coffee, and hang out with my snakes now. I'm like, doesn't sound bad to me. I had a lot of things I'm grateful for to go into this hobby. Like I've gotten to visit Cabelka as well, and which if you ever have the chance to go out to Georgia and go see Cabelka, dude, I mean, I got to see the Pompeii in person, and that thing blew my mind.
Oh, that's cool.
I saw the original Pompeii, and the thing that made me even more crazy. So he shows the incubator, right? He's like, "You want to cut some eggs?" I died, so I got to cut some Orange Dream pies with him on that one.
That's super cool.
But it just to go in there, and my favorite thing too was I asked him. I said, "Would you mind pulling some tubs and just seeing if I can guess the morphs?" I got 2 of them right out of like 3. The Batmans threw me off. But it was a lot of fun, and it's amazing that I never knew I could do this early on. I was like, oh, I would never be able to talk to him. Like when my dad was like, well, let's go visit him, and I'm like, I can't do that. There's no way possible I can do that. My dad looked him up, emailed him, and within the next hour, he's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, what? Okay. But that's
really cool.
That's the great thing about our hobby. Everyone's so accepting. Everyone's so there for everyone and wanting to help. So it's a great.
Sure. I mean, we got lucky that way messaging Jay. I mean, we got to go see Jay Brewer over there at Prehistoric Pets. In January, we went out there for Pomona and everything. Lucian got to go meet up with him and hang out. And dude, it was funny. Lucian was sitting there running back and forth, just feeding the freaking tortoises with them and having a blast.
Jay, I've talked to him a few times. Well, Lucas from Pontes, he works for him, and a few of my buddies work for him. But he is a really chill dude. I actually have not been able to go over there yet. I have my opinions on Jay, but he is still a really nice guy.
I get that. I get that answer a lot, actually.
Well, okay. Jay, okay, personally, and this is for anyone's notice who don't know Jay personally. Personally, he is a really nice guy to talk to. I enjoyed my conversations with him. Animal keeping wise, I don't agree with him. Just because of his retics. Other than that, I think he does a great job. I've seen some of his animals. They all look healthy. It's the retics that bug me. And I understand that because you got to be Mr. Picture worthy. And I get that. But a healthy animal can do that too. Like, I don't know if you know Summer Snakes. She's a Florida keeper. She keeps venomous and stuff. She does a lot of TikTok stuff, but she has an Instagram. But she actually kind of did a call-out video on or reel on Jay where she had held her huge, beautiful retic Loki, saying this is healthy, and then showed one of his really obese ones.
I think I did see that. I think I'm friends with her on Facebook. Actually, I think I saw the original post. I think I know exactly who you're talking about. I saw that not too long ago.
Yeah, she posted or so, I think, on Instagram. I don't know about Facebook.
See, I would like to see some big name breeders take a percentage of what they make and donate to conservation efforts in improving. Okay, for sure. I mean, I know.
I didn't know that.
I know there's a few that do that actually.
I thought Summer was a Florida girl. Oh, she's an Arkansas girl. Okay. Oh, she's not far from me then.
My boy Cody's girl.
Oh, yeah. I always thought she was a Florida girl for some reason. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Dainty Dinos. That's why I thought about Florida.
Notice the retics he breeds aren't overfed like the ones on display.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. All right, so I got a question for you.
So, you know me, I'm always down for anything on questions.
If you could own, and since we're on the topic of conservation and everything, if you could own one or a pair of anything, any reptile, what would it be and why? And when I say any of them, I mean like you can have anything. Say you have the permits, or anything like that. You have the land, the enclosure, anything. What would it be?
Ooh. Honestly, and does this mean dead or alive?
Let's stick to alive.
If we're gonna do live, I'm gonna say Borneos.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would be the ones I'd get a pair of if I really had to help that conservation, because they just. The first time I ever saw them was Snake Discovery's video when they went and visited Ryan over at Zilla.
Yep.
Those were just incredible. Just seeing them and how they are. I know Mason Barnes actually has a pair now, but it's a cool animal to see. And a subaquatic monitor that just feeds off of shellfish or whatever mollusks. It's incredible to see. So would love to see more in the hobby. I would love to see a morph of that. Like an albino would be incredible, or even a blue-eyed leucistic for those guys would be interesting.
That would be really cool. I think JTK has 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he does. But that is pretty much the number one. If anything else, it'd be a Chinese croc lizard or whatever. But there's some cool stuff. So that would be my main one. We're talking dead now. Crap, I had it in my head. It was a species of croc. Actually, I don't know if they're fully dead, but I don't think they're dead yet. I think there's still some around. They're the croc with the very thin snout, very thin. I forget what they're called.
Oh, the fish. This is the fish eater. I know which one you're talking about. There's a video of a dude petting one, and it whipped around and bit him in the hand within like a second, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that same one. Yeah. They're not extinct yet, but I know they are dwindling in numbers.
Yeah, I know alligator, whatever, boas or whatever her name is, Savannah has.
Put
Gator.
it back together, 124 stitches. Put it, and I crossed and hope it helped it heal. What?
That's it. Grim said the name. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, Grim. Yeah, that one.
Possibly. I have no idea.
Possibly. I know what it looks like. I don't know the name fully. But that would be one I would definitely keep. Crocs in general, I would love to have some sort of croc. Sadly, in California, with our stupid laws, you can't have them.
We got Flexing in the house. Yo, supporting my boy Flex with an awesome cup he sent me. Appreciate you, brother.
It's funny here in Cali, I can't own an axolotl, but I can own an ostrich.
Wait, what? You can't own axolotls?
I can't own snappers. I can't own axolotls. I can't own a hedgehog or a ferret.
Wait a minute. How does that work if I swear I saw people
water dogs
at Pomona with axolotls?
They're water dogs. I asked the dude, I'm like, are these because we were going to show in Anaheim, and Lucas saw them, and he freaked out. He's like, "Are these axolotls?" And like, dude's like, "No, they're legal. They're illegal to keep." And I looked into it more. I'm like, "Oh, damn, they are illegal to keep. You can't have them here."
That's nuts. I didn't know that.
California Wildlife has a law on them because they're worried they'll breed out of control in our lakes, which half our lakes are dried up, by the way. So I don't know how that's possible.
Cali laws are weird, bro. Flexing, bro. Appreciate you. Everybody that's new in the chat, I see a lot of new faces. We are doing a giveaway, guys, right now. A 10% off code if you guys want to order from Zilla Footwear. one of our sponsors of this channel, guys, right there in that corner. All you got to do is hit hashtag Zilla in the comments, and you'll automatically be put in that drawing, guys. We'll be drawing here later towards the end of this live, and you get a 10% off code. All you got to do is message me.
But yeah, no, Cali laws are weird. You can own a camel, a buffalo, an ostrich, alpaca, no problem. If you want a wolf, if you want an axolotl, no, you can't have that.
So that's like Arizona laws. Like we can't have any venomous that isn't native to Arizona without a permit, but you can own any native venomous that isn't protected without any training course, without any like handling hours, anything. All you need is a hunting and fishing license, and that's it. And you can have 4 of every single species. Like that was insane to me. But yet I don't need a permit to own an African crested porcupine or a camel or some kind of freaking wolf hybrid, like a wolf dog hybrid, or anything like that. Like I don't need permits for none of that, but I need permits to get a beaded lizard or a heloderma.
Yeah, I need him. I just buy him freely, no problem.
They just took all my homegirls venomous, and Cali had over the amount allowed. Oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah, they're crazy here out in Cali. They don't care. There was almost a law when Lacey Act was going on. They're actually trying to sneak a law in for Cali because the person USARC is busy. They're trying to sneak a law in to actually make it so you can only keep a certain amount of just pure reptiles in your hobby, in your collection. Like I think it goes up to 10, and on top of it, they're going to try and put a law to where like you couldn't keep a certain footage of snake. Like it couldn't be past like 7 foot or something. So they're trying to like kill us off entirely here in Cali, and then that didn't pass because Lacey Act was being like, yeah, let's put more power on that. Going on chat. Yeah, laws weird too. We can't own anything native. We can own anything we want native here, like rattlesnakes, spotteds, timbers, whatever we want here. No permits. Beetles.
You guys are lucky. I mean, then again, it's. I got 2 ringtail lemurs. What? That's dope.
We got ringtails? What?
We used to be able to have ringtail lemurs. Back in 2012, you were grandfathered in, but they changed the laws, and now we can't have them without a permit, which sucks because I actually know a guy that breeds them out here, and he's grandfathered in. He's able to breed them and sell them to other permit holders, and he ships them out of state and stuff. Step on a nail, got infected, 2 surgery. Oh, that sucks, bro. Sorry to hear that.
You know how I said I had a massive lizard or gecko? Yeah. That's him.
Holy cow, bro. Either you got small hands or that's a beast of a gecko.
Both.
That dude is huge.
And he's in shed right now. His spots were great the other day, but that's how it works in our hobby. 140 grams. But he's a big boy.
That is a big boy. Chris, bro, you're going to have to hook Nico up here with some awesome Diablo Blancos.
Let me go get that girl, actually.
I love Texas. Live in Texas. Where in Texas? I'm actually considering going through Texas to get to Florida, and we'll be stopping to see my boy flexing and finessing, and wouldn't mind making a couple other stops in Texas to see some awesome animals along the way. We're going to be doing this for YouTube, so that'd be pretty cool.
There's that girl.
Look at that. Chris, hook him up.
He's a giant Chris as well. She's actually one of our smaller giants. But she is
That's beautiful. Chris, hook him up so he can hook me up. Because now I want one. Chris said, Nico, hit me up.
What did Chris say?
Chris told you to hit him up.
What'll do? Your favorite.
I live in San Antonio. I know, dude. My main highway leads straight to your house. Like, that's nuts. It only take me about 12 hours from here to there. 12 to 14 hours to drive to your house from Arizona.
So I
live about an hour and a half from San Antonio. Mata. What? Oh, I guess. I don't know. You're trying to sell you out and it's moving us around.
So he's just.
That's a good size Mata.
Yeah, he's a good size Mata. I'm trying to see if I can get his colors a little bit more. But he's got those really good colors going on in the bottom here. Well,
you need a ring light, my friend.
Yeah, I don't have one yet. I need to invest, but
Walmart, $30.
$30. Oh dang, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, dude, they're cheap. This one that I'm using right now is a 18-inch ring light with a tripod stand and everything, and it's got a charging port in the back, so you can charge your phone while you're streaming. And dude, I love this thing. I paid $40 for it. I love it.
That's not bad whatsoever. It's like the ones on Amazon, you'll see like for $40 or so.
I gave you Chris link for Instagram Matas. Yeah, that is a Mata. That's a baby Mata. For those that missed the conversation about that Mata, you guys are gonna have to rewatch the video. Yeah, no, I'm actually really excited for my Matas. We found babies this year, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to produce more babies in the future. Because some U.S. captive bred Matas would be really cool, since 90% of the Matas that you see for sale are actually imports.
Yeah, that one, he's an import. So I'm going to pull out one of my star animals, one of our animals that everyone loves.
I got you. You're on solo.
Come here, baby. I have not picked you up in a hot minute. This is Coco.
There she is.
My most popular animal on our page. She is our 7-foot beast of a boa. Well, this is what I was talking about with her tail. If I can get it in light, yeah, ring light will be purchasing soon for her tail. her
it
tail
helps.
is incredible in that color.
That is really pretty.
So, but she's a good girl. She'll be hopefully breeding for us in the next year or two for us. She's a big girl though. But yeah. No,
That is a beautiful girl.
She hasn't been out in a hot minute, so I'm just gonna let her go around me and do whatever. But yeah.
Heck yeah, man. That is beautiful. Let's see. What other questions we got for you? All right, here you go. If you had advice for someone wanting to get into breeding, what would your advice be to them?
So my advice, and I am definitely someone who did this, and I wish I didn't do this, was my base advice is if you are going to do breeding, have a species you like first. I can't tell you the amount of times I have changed up a breeding idea, what I want to do. Originally, I was going to be a ball python breeder, and then I found out I don't really like ball pythons very much. So I did my research, and I started keeping certain species, and you know what? I found out I loved boas more. Boas are my everything. I couldn't do much without this girl. If I had to pick one snake in here to take with me, if I could keep, it'd be a boa. So And you were having trouble getting up, aren't you? But I love boas and stuff like that. But that's really my biggest advice. If you're going to breed, pick 1 or 2 species and stick with it. Once you start breeding and you start getting some eggs, move on to some other stuff, at least get that grasp for breeding, get to know what you like doing, and yeah. But that'd be my biggest advice for it. Did Mr. Darian disappear?
No, Amir, I put you solo because that's like, I love doing that, putting you guys on solo and like letting you guys talk about like because it's the reason I asked this question. It's always personal, like like you went through what you went through going into this. So if you can pass on the knowledge and talk to it, and the way I notice it is it's like as if you were talking to your past self, like, and I love doing that because, and I ask everybody that question, everyone, because it's not always the same, but there's some of the same things, but like each one is relevant to that person. And I've had a few people reach out to me that want to get into breeding, that have a few animals that want to try to breed, and they want to do what we do. They want to do this as a business. They want to move into larger things. And so doing these talks like this, I love engaging with that question, because people really like, they will skip this video, they'll go to the end, and they want to know what your advice is to them. And there's 2 people in particular that I know of, and I won't put them on blast. I won't put them on blast because that'd be horrible. But 2 people in particular I know watch these, and they listen to that because they'll message me afterwards with some questions, and I love it. Like I said, like I really love it.
Yeah, no, and like I said, you really want to stick to that. Whatever you figure out, stick with it until you start breeding. Because, like I was saying, if you slide away from that, you get distracted. And that's what I did. I should have been breeding a year ago before, and I was breeding the leechies, and then I left and got distracted, and I didn't really keep on it. I kept buying and collecting animals more than ever, and like Chris said in the chat, or Eric, I can't remember who it was, it's good to keep. You can keep, that's fine. But if you're going to breed, pick 2 species, invest in it a bit, and then keep to it. If you fall off that edge, you're going to get distracted, and it's going to be longer and longer before you breed. You're going to get distracted, as I said, or procrastinate, and by the time you're ready to breed, you're going to have maybe 2 females who are ready and maybe no males or whatever it is, and that's what happened to me. I have Coco, who's ready to go. She's huge. She's great. She's weighing at about 28 pounds. She should be more. But I have a male who's this big long, and I don't think he'd handle Big Mama. But yeah, and the funny thing is I have 2 females. I have colubid boa-wise. I have Coco, and then I have my male who's a Arabesque Aztec, and then I have a female who's a jungle albino female, 66% blood.
Okay.
But those are my 3 more BCI stuff. But yeah, so. But that's
actually really cool.
That's my biggest thing. And then I think my other project I'm good on is my carpet pythons. I have a big male carpet, and then my female carpet is about 4 foot. So we're getting close on those. Those will also be a thing soon.
That's cool. I like carpets. I really do. There's some carpets that I wish we had. Some of the strains that are over there in Australia, that are still really cool.
Yeah. I'm looking for some pure diamonds right now.
That'd be cool.
The only people I knew who had them was Psychotic Exotics. He had some, and he would go to the Pomona shows, but he hasn't been to them in a while. I actually, my females from him. You're gonna get carpets, you go to him. Funny enough, the owner is, which I think I've said this before on your lives before. The owner of Psychotic Exotics is Kerry King of Slayer, the band Slayer.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask. I was like, isn't that the guy from Slayer, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about him before because I got to meet him and I got to take a picture with him, and my wife was super jealous because she wouldn't go in the expo with me, and I'm like, come inside. She's like, no, I'm not, because she's an introvert. This is all new territory for her. So I'm like, come inside and stuff. And she doesn't like doing that. And so when she didn't go in, I actually got to meet him and I got to talk to him and stuff. And it was really cool. And she was super pissed off. So the next time they said that they were coming to Arizona. Well, they came down to Arizona and she got to meet him. Or no, she actually got to meet him. I don't remember if it was at an expo or if she actually got to meet him at a concert because she goes to concerts a lot too.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no, he's a really chill dude. Let's see what we got going on. Carpet pythons are sick. Yeah, carpet pythons are, if you honestly term beginner animal, because I don't think there is such thing as a beginner. I think anything can be. But carpet pythons, if you do have beginners list, top 5, honestly. Carpets are so easy to take care of. The only bad thing about them, I like having a little bit more aggressive snakes. But the thing with carpets is they'll be nippy, but they can tame down. Like Jeremy from Brassman, he's a great example of that. He has a bunch of carpets. Those things are as placid as plastic can be. As babies, they are not. But in my opinion, they make great beginners.
Grim said, hit up Tom Crutchfield, Nico. He may have some diamonds available.
I didn't even think about checking Tom. I will. Yeah, I will.
Right? Tom's got a lot of stuff.
Tom's got a lot to hit up Tom.
Guys, make sure you put in hashtag Zilla. That's it. That's all you guys got to do. Hashtag Zilla. Because the entries thing's only got one right now. So make sure you guys are hitting hashtag Zilla in the chat if you guys want to enter for that giveaway for the 10% off any custom shoe that you guys want off of Zilla Footwear's merch store, guys. I mean, they've got some really cool stuff there. We got the green tree pythons. My wife also got the chameleon shoes. They came out really cool. For those that are into venomous, I will announce it live on here. They will be dropping new venomous shoes that do star a Crotalus atrox, which is the western diamondback rattlesnake. And it's a really cool design. It looks amazing. I'm not entirely sure if I'm supposed to be telling you guys this, but I'm a sponsee. I get away with things, it's whatever. But no, yeah. I mean, these shoes are amazing. They make the Chucks. Yeah, they're basically like Chucks. That's basically what they are. Super comfortable shoes. So I mean, make sure if you guys want in on that giveaway, all you guys got to do is just put hashtag Zilla in the chat. That's all you got to do. And then this thing, yep, there it goes. It just put in another entry. So whoever hit it, it's already updated. It had an issue and it updated it for some reason, didn't pick up everybody else's thing. So make sure you guys, if you've already done it, just make sure you do it again if you want to be in that giveaway. It is a 10% off code. So whoever gets that, just message me after this and I will send you that code and you can use it for whatever purchase from their website. And I mean, their shoes are amazing quality, super comfortable. I mean, I loved them. Those shoes look nice. Love the prints. They have Zilla footwear. Yeah, just like that, Zilla. So all you guys got to put hashtag Zilla, and it's updating as you guys do it. It already jumped up. Entries 5. So keep it going. We got 14 people in here. If you guys don't want to get a shoe from them, and you just want to gift that code to somebody, you guys are more than welcome to. But just make sure you guys, to get in that giveaway, just hit in or put in hashtag Zilla, and you guys will be put into it. Billy, no bike, 12:14. Hey, I am leaving. Just saying hey and bye. Night, little brother.
Heck yeah.
I believe I might be wrong here, but Billy is actually my little stepbrother, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go, Zilla. Great show tonight, fellas. Hey, Derek, I appreciate you. I know you were at work, bro, and I really enjoy having you here in the comments, and then sometimes when you jump in, yep, that is my little brother. He just said it in the comments. I appreciate you jumping in, Billy. You have a good night, brother. But yeah, I appreciate you jumping in, Derek. You're gonna have to message me, bro. I gotta get you on the panel with me and gotta get you on interview. But Nico, how can my followers find you?
So the best way to find me would be on Instagram, which is at Nico B, NRB Exotics, which is the name I have on here. That is the best way to find me. Other than that, I do have TikTok. It's under the same name, but those are the two best ways to find me. I'm mostly on Instagram. I don't really post my TikTok much. If you're looking for random anime and reptile content, then TikTok might be better for you. But Nico B _ NRB Exotics, that is where you'll most likely find me on Instagram. But yeah, I mostly post on there, and then on top of it, like Darian has said before, every Friday I have my own podcast that's mostly on Instagram. That is the Snake Pit. Me, another buddy of mine who's 16 years old, Corey from Triple C, and another buddy of mine, Pontius Pythons, Lucas. We all share that podcast and do it. Our guest for this week, I'm hoping we get, is a very exciting one. I can't reveal the name, but I can say this. He is a very big figure in our hobby. I mean,
cool, bro.
we've all made the pact. We will be on time and not missing a thing. But yeah, he's an Australian dude, so I'm really excited to see him if he does able to come. So we have some big names coming the next couple of months, so be excited.
That's super cool, bro. You guys make sure to check him out. I'll have him send me his links and so that way I can add them into the description on the bottom of this video. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this, guys. Last chance. If you haven't put in for the Zilla Footwear 10% off code, make sure you guys put it in because we're gonna spin for it here in a minute.
Yeah.
We're already at 8 entries, so if you guys want to get in, got to make sure you put that hashtag Zilla.
And yeah, Grim, I'm in Southern Cali.
But congrats on getting a big interview. For sure, yeah. I mean, dude, they interview a lot of big names over there. I know they took a break for a little while, but I mean, they came back strong, hitting it up with my brother and my sister over there with Military Morris, Max, and Kayla. Big shout out to them. They are family to me. You know, they're great people. They work with some awesome animals, always upbeat. Can't support them enough, guys. So make sure you guys check them out as well, and make sure you guys go rewatch that interview they did with Military Morse. But without further ado, let's go ahead. I'm gonna solo out real quick, and let's go ahead and hit draw so you guys see it. Hashtag Zilla. We're going to hit the draw button. Good luck to whoever gets it. Prize Critters. What? That's awesome. Fry, you are our winner of the 10% off. Make sure to go ahead and message me, and we will I will send you that code. I appreciate everybody that participated in that. We will start doing stuff like that more often. Maybe do a sticker pack giveaway, stuff like that. But congratulations to Fry's Critters. I appreciate Fry's Critters a lot. That is actually one of our big supporters as well. Or, he is actually a sponsor. One of our sponsors of this channel is Fry's Critters as well as Zilla Footwear. So it's pretty cool that one of the sponsors won something from the other sponsor.
Heck yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. Mitzi, quick shout out to Mitzi for being super patient with us. We did ship out her. She got a shirt from us a while back, and it took a while for us to get it shipped out to her, but we did get it shipped out to her, and it should be there any day now. So it will be in the mail here soon because it did tell me it shipped a few days ago, so it should be arriving any day now. So I'm super excited to see her get her shirt.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll be.
I re-gift.
I'll be.
Oh, you want to re-gift it? Does that mean you want to draw or spin it again? All right, we'll draw it again unless you have somebody you want to gift it to. It's up to you. Let me know, and we'll do it again. Someone needs shoes more than me. All right, we will go ahead and respin it. Let's get it. Draw again. Good luck, everybody.
Ha!
Did Fry win again?
He won again.
Oh my god. What? All right, we're doing it again.
Watch him do it again. Oh, Derek won.
Derek, there we go. Derek's Reptiles. Exit solo layout. There we go. Derek, I don't know if you're still here, Derek. But you are now the winner. If you guys want to message Derek real quick. Luke, I did tell, like I said, I don't know what happened, but for some reason it wasn't picking up everybody saying it. So I did tell everybody, if you already put it, make sure to put it again. So I don't know if you were here for that, brother, but we will do this again. I do have another 10% off code. So we will be doing another one probably at the end. He said, give it to me, Graham. I don't know. Derek's not here, so like, should I respin it? Because he's not here. No, he's at work. I feel bad if I respin it on him. Somebody message Derek. I'm just playing, bro. I know, Luke. I know, brother. We will be doing this again, though. We have another 10% off code, so we will be doing another spin on another live. So Derek's Reptiles, make sure you get a hold of me or whoever in the comments. You guys all know. I know a lot of you talk to Derek. Make sure you hit up my boy Derek. Let him know he won and to message me, and I will get him that code. I am at work to respin. Grim. You guys crack me up. But I think it was funny that it landed on Fry twice in a row.
Yeah, I'm honestly amazed that it did.
I would have thought that it was gonna like pull his name or something from winning once, but it's like nah.
We want.
That was fun. But thank you, Nico, for jumping on with us. I really appreciate you. Oh, look, Derek's right there.
Derek.
He said, "Let's go." Right on, Derek. So you won the you run the 10% off promo code for Zilla Footwear that works for any purchase of their custom shoes on Zilla Footwear's website. The link is in my bio, so just click that link and it'll take you in there. And then I will send you that code. Make sure to message me so that way I remember to send you that code. And then I'll get that to you so that way it'll work for it's 10% off your entire purchase. So if you want to get, a couple different shoes to mix and match, different reptiles on your shoes, that'd be a good idea because that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, dude, green tree python left foot, right, or Western diamondback right foot. Like, I mean, mix and match, man. It'd be cool. But much love, bro. Appreciate you. Let's go send code. I want some Zilla shoes. All right, Derek. I appreciate you. Nico, thank you so much for jumping on and talking with us and sharing your passion with us. It was a great live. I appreciate you jumping in here.
For having
I have one question. How did you come up with your name for reptiles?
So the name was something I never really knew how to come against because it took me a while. I didn't know what to do. Now, NRB Exotics is literally just my name. Because for those who don't know me, of course, my name, everyone knows me as Nico, but my full name is Nicholas, which is under my Instagram account. But NRB Exotics is my name, Nicholas R. Biner, which is my full name. But that's how I came. The logo, I had just a random contest to see who could create the best design for me, and this is what they came up with. This is actually my white logo. Not too many people see this, and I don't show it that often, but this is one of my original whites.
That's actually really cool. I meant to ask earlier, but I totally forgot.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no. But yeah, it's my name, so that's how it kind of came up with it. There's a few other names, like I think I had an original name, it was like Serpents of the Shadow or something like that. I have a few names that I just never used.
That's really cool. It was bothering me. I totally forgot to ask it. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, before we sign out, I feel like this is something everybody needs to know. How did that name come up?
Yeah,
but
something. I was like, yeah, why not? Use my name. That's what my dad did when he first started his company. So I was like,
I mean, it's all right. Mine didn't take too much thought, Rodriguez, Reptiles.
I thought that sounds like it took forever to make.
Yeah, right. I had no idea what to put. Actually, believe it or not, we were a toss up between Rodriguez Reptiles or Rodriguez Exotics, and it like threw us off for a while. And I was like, you know what? I like Reptiles. I really don't think I'm gonna move into anything outside Reptiles. Yeah, I was wrong. African crested porcupine, capybara. No.
Too late to change. Not too late. Yeah, no, that's why I did Exotics. I'm like, I know my dumb self. I'm gonna buy something else. So, which I'm glad I did, because NRB Reptiles doesn't sound that great, and if I put aquatics to it, that's gonna make it a little weird.
Hey man, I'm excited to see what you do in the future, man. It's you've already done this much, being so young, and starting out just a few years ago. I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, my friend.
Heck yeah. But thank you for having me on. I've had a great time just talking and hanging out. So it's really
right on, that.
And actually, the last point I have is you were actually the first ever person to ask me to come as a guest.
Really?
This is my first ever interview too. So.
Oh, that's cool. So you're used to being the person that does the interview, not being the interviewee. I like it.
Yeah. No,
I like it.
That's the funniest thing ever. I thought about it today. I'm like, I don't think I've never been interviewed. I'm always the one asking the questions. So really a pleasure doing this and just being able to be asked. Because now I might steal a few questions for the snake pits. I might recognize some things. But thank you for having me on. It was really fun.
Right on, brother. I'm glad you had fun. I appreciate everybody that stuck with us for the 2 hours of doing this. This is a lot of fun. We will be doing this again Friday. Maybe we'll talk Derek into jumping on. But no, yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, bro, and everybody in the comments. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this channel and be able to have the sponsors that we do. Is just simply a blessing. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, and make sure you guys check out Nico that way. And I will I will make sure to put his links in the description, so that way you guys can find the snake pit and his channels. And just make sure you guys give him a follow. He deserves it. It does some amazing things with in the community. So
thank you.
Anytime, brother. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you all on the next one.
Bye, guys.